done. Okay, as you've seen before in everyday lives, we will repeat tasks until they're completed. It might well be that we have got washing dishes to do, and we'll keep washing them all until they're clean. And it might be that you're folding clothes, or that you're hanging up clothes, or that you're painting a wall, or you're doing a variety of other things. We repeat tasks quite a lot in our own life. We repeat them until they're done. In scripts, sometimes the same thing has to be done. We have to repeat something until we no longer want to do it. So an example of this would be displaying a menu until it's no longer required. And the general term that we use for this is iteration. And this is the second type of iteration that we're going to have a look at, although there are more. Okay, so this type of loop will repeat the section of code inside it until a condition is met. So the general layout or syntax as it's known is the keyword until, then we check a condition, then we have do, and then we do a whole series of commands and then done. Once they have been done once, we will come back up, we check the condition again. If the condition's not met, we just keep repeating the tasks until the condition is met. Okay, so we're going to have a look at an example of this. So inside your scripts folder, if you type in nano space loopuntil.sh, we're going to create a new file that has got some examples of using the loop. Okay, so I'm looking for you to type all of this and I'll explain what's actually going on. So at the start, as normal, the first 3 lines are always the same. So we've got bin bash, your author name, and then we have got the date. Okay, so this is an example of a simple menu, and you'll see that as we go through it. Okay, the first thing I have done is I have set up a variable called option, and I've initialized it. It's a fancy word for giving it a value. So I have initialized it, given it a value, and I've given it a value of 0. The reason I've done that is because the first thing that I do within the loop is that I have got until, and I've got until option is equal to 5. So I have to set a start value to make sure that option has a start value and will run the particular loop at least once. So I'm giving it a value of 0 so that it doesn't match any of the values within the loop. Okay, so we have got until option equals 5, and then we have got do, and then you can see I've indented the rest of the code here. It's indented because that's good programming practice to lay out subsections of code indented slightly. Okay, so you can see I have do, a whole list of commands, and then I have got done. So to go through the loop, we have until option is equal to 5. Well, we know option is equal to 0 because we started it at 0, we initialized it to 0, so it doesn't equal 5, so it will run through these commands. So go down to do, and then we echo out, here is option 1, here is option 2, option 3, option 4, and then we echo out, choose option 5 to exit. And then we ask, do you want to exit? Okay, so at this point, we're reading our option. So if the user presses anything else apart from number 5, we will not exit this loop. This loop will go round and round. So read the option in. If they choose number 1, we come down to done, go back up, and then until option is equal to 5. So if we've chosen number 1, it's not equal to 5, so it keeps going through the loop again. So we go down to do, And then we have here is option 1, here is option 2, here is option 3, here is option 4, and then we have choose option 5 to exit. Do you want to exit? And then we're reading in our option. If at this point the user presses 5, we go down to done, and then we come back up, and we're checking here if the option equals 5. So it does equal 5, so we no longer do anything inside the loop, and we just come straight out of the loop. Okay, so what will happen is it will continue to show the loop until such times as the person presses 5 to come out. Okay, so save the file, and you need to make sure that you change the permissions. So chmod 775 loopuntil.sh or whatever you've called the file. Then to execute it, it's /loopuntil.sh. And then what you need to do is run the program and try quite a few different options. Here's an example of some options here. So we've got the menu. Here's option 1, 2, 3, 4. Choose option 5 to exit. Do you want to exit? And here I've pressed number 1. So it loops again. We have the same menu options. Here I've pressed number 4. So it loops again. And then down the bottom, it asks if you want to exit. So here I've pressed number 5 and it's exited the program. Have a look at the exercises. If you have got any questions, please ask.